Can you tell me if, oh, it's saying that I've not gone live yet. Okay, now it's saying I'm live. Okay. Hey! Hi! I played my intro already, and I think I've got the link put into the Discord, so we'll just get started. No intro necessary. But I did want to read these scriptures. Let me make it big. So we gotta move it over a bit. How's that? A little more? Let's make it big. How's everybody doing? So we had the blood moon. That was fun. Trump was like, hey, even the moon knows that it's gonna go red. And I look at it sort of like an omen, though. And from what I understand with the Jewish people is when there's a lunar eclipse in the east, there's going to be trouble in the west, or that might be the solar eclipse. I'm not sure. I want to see if. Okay, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable to God, which is your reasonable service. Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Don't think of yourself more highly than you ought, but rather think of yourself with sober judgment in accordance with the faith God has distributed to each of you. We who are many are one body in Christ, and individually we are members one of another, many parts. In the Philippians 2:3. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, but in humility consider others better than yourself. So, sometimes I just show you my flaws because that's, keeps me humble. And I'm just me. So, but, people need to quit judging each other. Can I just say that? Is that okay to say, everybody, that we should just stop judging each other because we've all sinned and come short of the glory of God? Can I just say that out of the truth and love? Because I love everybody. Everybody. I even love the pedophile. Even though I don't condone what the pedophile's doing, I love the people. You don't hate the sinner. You love the sinner and you hate the sin. That's all I got this morning for preaching. Okay? I'm not preaching. I'm not a preacher or anything like that. I'm sharing with you things that you know, we've gone through together with some people, and um just love, 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 love. Because love is what God told us to do. They put this close together. See that? On Drudge, Republicans in shock. House control. This close. They put it too close, though. There's supposed to be a space in there. Dems holding Senate. Uh-oh. I guess that sent me into buffer zone. Let me just check. Still streaming, but okay, it reconnected. I gotta watch my mouth here. I can't talk about the let's call it the, can't say the word with the V probably either. Let's just skip on past all that then, Just forget about it. Ken and Barbie won. Yay, Florida. And Arizona. Kari Lake is having some real issues with the the machineries. So we'll just leave that be. I didn't really look on Drudge to see a dead man wins in Pennsylvania. I knew that it was looking really sketchy last night for Pennsylvania. I'm not sure what happened.
Ash experiment.
Okay, I want to show you this. This is talking about conforming, and so we have to be critical thinkers, so we have to think for ourselves. So we have the Holy Spirit, if you're saved, and we should be able to. Hey, Sherelle. I don't know if Norm's still here, but thank you guys for being here. Let me see if I can get this to scroll up a bit. Okay, there we go. So this is about conforming. And watch how the guy acts. It's just incredible. It's called the Ash Experiment. ASCH. And just keep this in mind when people are trying to talk you into being a certain way. Like, just be yourself and like let the Holy Spirit guide you, and always love the truth. Be a staunch observer of the truth. We want the truth. We don't want to conform. We want to point out the truth in love and for righteousness, God's righteousness to reign. And I was thinking today about how there is nothing good except God. So all the good that we have in this world is because of Him. And it's all about Him. And if we could be like Him in certain ways, not of ourselves or anybody would boast. Our righteousness is as filthy rags. So we're always fighting the flesh, and we just need to trust the Lord and learn His ways and want His will. Anyway, these people, like, it's going to be so easy to take people's free will. They just give it up. Watch this.
Is one of psychology's oldest and most popular pieces of research. A volunteer is told that he's taking part in a visual perception test. What he doesn't know is that the other participants are actors, and he's the only person taking part in the real test, which is actually about group conformity.
Please begin. The experiment you will be taking part in today involves the perception of line length. Your task will be simply to look at the line here on the left and indicate which of the three lines on the right is equal to it in length. So, for example, if you...
The actors have been told to match the wrong lines. The volunteer will be monitored to see if he gives the correct answer or if he goes along with the opinion of the group and gives the wrong answer. In the first test, the correct answer is 2.
1. 1. 1.
2.
1. Once again, the correct answer is 2.
3. 3. 3.
3.
3.
The Ash experiment has been repeated many times, and the results have been supported again and again. We will conform to the group. Again, we're very social creatures. We're very much aware of what the people around us think. We want to be liked. We don't want to be seen to rock the boat, so we will go along with the group. Even if we don't believe what people are saying, we'll still go along.
1. 1. 1. 1.
Group dynamics is one of the most powerful forces in human psychology.
1.
Isn't that amazing? So I thought I'd start off with that today. And just keep in mind that, I mean, they weren't even being threatened with anything. You know what I'm saying? It was just like a stupid experiment. I don't know. It's a weird world we're in. Truth matters, man. Truth matters. Now, I want to show you this, even though some of you have already seen it. It's a very short video, but it's about the Euphrates River. And I'd seen the part about where that you hear the sounds and everything, but I didn't pay attention really to the drying up of the river and all of that. So we're gonna look at this, because everything drying up is revealing things. So, you know, they're finding artifacts and things where these places are drying up. So this is the Euphrates River, FYI.
The Euphrates is the longest and one of the most historically important rivers of Western Asia, on which the various lives of the ancients depended heavily on this river. Now, the drying up of the Euphrates River is not just a prophecy, but it is actually happening today. Along with the drying up of the Euphrates River, many ancient discoveries have emerged, and even these discoveries have shocked the world. Recently, a video showed a man showing a drop in the water level of the Euphrates River which fell drastically. Only in the last few years the river water was almost completely drying up. In addition, the man also showed an ancient tunnel that leads to the underground with a very perfect building structure, and even has stairs that are neatly arranged and are still intact to this day. But what is surprising is who built all of this. Some say that this is a relic of ancient people that is still preserved today. However, there is a rumor among the locals that the tunnel leads to where the angels are imprisoned. As mentioned in the Bible, to be precise, in Revelation 9 verse 14. Saying to the sixth angel which had the trumpet, loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. Look at this ancient tunnel, it looks really scary. In my opinion, there must be something terrible still hidden under it. How about you guys?
Okay, so that one didn't show it. I thought it would. Hold on. She has another one. It's at the very end. Let me get to it, because I thought this one showed a little bit more. Let me see. This one? This was the one I just did. This is
the Euphrates
okay. Turn that down a bit.
River in 2020. And this is the Euphrates River now.
That.
So, why is this the most searched term for Christians right now? And what on earth is this bizarre discovery that locals have found on the...
Hear that?
Some people are saying...
That little piece right there where that guy was like digging right there, that was the only part that I saw. I didn't know about all these, you know, the tunnel and all that. Now I did see a video one time where they had all these bombs and they were bombing, they called it an island, and they showed all the military guys from Syria, I think it was, like saying they're killing ISIS. But I was thinking to myself, Euphrates River, come on, they're trying to release those angels, maybe. Maybe they're, you know, the enemy's like promising things. And they're like, just get us out of here, you know? And then we give up our dominion like dum-dums. Alright, I'm not going to play a lot of this stuff for the, actually, this was for the Emergency Act. And I've not listened to it yet, but I'm not allowed to talk about that either. I'm not allowed to talk about the thing that happened yesterday with, you know, the counting and the tabulators and the tabulators and the tabulators, and that they're messing up and things like that. But there's plenty of videos out there about it. So go out there and find out. Because, it's just to me, it's like it's already a done deal. They've not done anything about it. So it's just going to happen again. And I know if there was a big red wave and all that, then it could be, overturned, which happened in Florida. Yay to DeSantis. But I think it will be hard to really control anybody. We just saw the social experiment. All people need is a little pressure. Like, you can get away with this, but you're not allowed to get away with that. Same thing they did with Trump. It's an agenda. It's going forward. We're almost at the apocalypse. Get a hold of Jesus. Just make sure you're right. You're ready for the coming of the Lord. And then, I believe in a pre-trib rapture, which means that Jacob's trouble is for Jacob and Israel and the 144,000, which are those that are blinded. And I'm not blind. I'm a children of the light. I'm a child of God. I'm going I'm going with the bride, I'm part of the body of Christ, and he's the groom, and he's coming for me. So if you want to get on board with that, hop in the ark. Jesus is the ark. Let's go. I'm ready to start my new life in my new body with the way things should have always been and have everything I ever wanted in life, but threw away because it's tainted and dirty and controlled and jealousy and all the bad things that are opposite of God are here. But up there, those things are not there. It's a whole new way of thinking. And I know, like, being conformed to the world will love you. Who cares? I don't love the world, and the world doesn't love me. But I am accepted and beloved of the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the one who created everything. So what do I care what the world has to offer? I got everything with God. I have the promises of the Bible. I got everything. I'm loved by the Creator himself. So let's all grasp that and be part of the body, because we're going home soon. Maybe a year, I have to look at this place a little bit longer. All right, let me move on. The surrender of Kherson. Did you guys hear about this? That the Kherson is surrendering as the ultimate victory for Ukraine and the end of Russia. So Kherson was given over to Russia, I guess. Or, no, Ukraine. The Kherson was the only region occupied by Russia post-invasion. The forces of good should now move to Taiwan and defeat China with all means necessary. Like, now send all your money to Taiwan. We got another wars and rumors of war, and they're just taking all the resources, is what they're doing with the money. They can show you propaganda and fake news all day of bombs that go off that are just green screen. We don't know. Convoy of Iranian fuel tankers targeted en route to Lebanon. So Iran's fuel tankers went bye-bye. 2 tankers were targeted by an Israeli drone after 8 of them passed from Iraq's Al-Hakim border. Wonder if there's any footage of that. Let's just look and see. 4 months ago. I don't think so. Let me look one more thing. Date. Past week. Russians flee from burning tanks and unit targeted by Ukrainians. World of Tanks. Yeah, there's nothing to watch so far. Alright, Turkey started using partial payments with the rubles, the Russian rubles now, for their oil. And I just wanted to keep reminding people about the diesel problem. Not just gas, oil, diesel, and natural gas. And it's not just about energy destruction, but also the death and destruction that comes with it. You're talking about something that would likely eradicate the human race. So it's serious, man. UN reveals a plan to ban all fossil fuels. So this is the climate change summit right now. COP27, I think is the name of it. This is what they're doing behind closed doors, is they're talking about banning all fossil fuels, which is the end of humanity. So good luck, in a world like that. And I just thought this is a pretty good picture. This is actually from Nigeria, but you can see, all the motorcycles, and just picture that in your little town. All these people who have a means of using the end of the fuel and everything to just go around with their guns and stealing everything. Here's this lady. I like her. Marjorie Taylor Greene. This was on November the 2nd.
In Joe Biden's America, they have destroyed America's energy independence. I want you to see what this is right here. This is an actual oil rig. This is where we drill for oil in America, not in another country, right here in the United States of America. But in Joe Biden's America, they want to turn the oil and gas off. They want us to depend on the Green New Deal to turn our lights on, to be able to heat our homes, cool our homes, provide electricity to many needed industries, hospitals, manufacturing plants. We can't survive in Joe Biden's America. Let me tell you something, everyone. When Republicans are back in charge, we're going to turn the oil and gas back on, and we'll be drilling again.
When the Republicans are in charge, which is why they can't let you get in charge. Just saying. The U.S. diesel shortage is worsening as distillate inventories crash to multi-year lows. U.S. refiners permanently shut down some refinery capacity at the start of the pandemic when fuel demand plunged. A diesel shortage and high diesel prices don't bode well for the global economy, which could tip into recession at some point next year. This was November the 5th. So we're going to see it. Here's another, this is a video. Let me play this one for you where they've shut off the diesel.
Another store right here in small town, Royal, Gilbert, North Carolina. No diesel. No diesel. I've never in my lifetime seen this happen. And I thought all this 25 days of diesel fuel left in America was a bunch of BS. That's 2 stores right here in my little small town that ain't got no diesel fuel. Truckers are scavenging, can't find fuel. There's not fuel for probably 50 miles around here. It's not looking good. Y'all better remember who to vote for next Monday.
See, he said next Monday. That was, 2 days ago. So he was into last week, and they were already showing diesel shortages. Now, they might, allow some to go ahead and while this election was on, but we'll see what happens now that the election is already tabulating, Biden administration sells last of released oil from the strategic reserves. On Thursday, the U.S. Department of Energy announced that it had completed the sale of 15 million barrels. And this guy says, we're effed, right? All right, here's, did I skip something up here? Just making sure. Yeah, so there's like a war on the fuel, okay? Just reminding you of that so that you can get out there and get what you need. Joe Biden's losing it. Did you guys see that video? I don't think this is the one, but it's further on down, where he's like, oh, I don't want to step on him. It's black. And then he like steps back, like he sees something on the ground. Hey, Apple. Oh, I didn't hear Trump saying stuff. I saw where he went and voted, though. If I'm allowed to say the V word. All right, let's listen to Biden.
No more drilling. There is no more drilling. I haven't formed any new drilling. No, that was before I was president. We're trying to work on that, get that done. Thank you.
So you heard him. No more drilling. You're going to count on Saudi Arabia? I mean, they said no, right? And, you think you're going to be the... All right, well, we'll just leave that alone. Did you see this guy here? He took the pageantry away from the dairy girls. Look how cute these little girls are. That one back there kind of looks boyish, but the rest of them are very girlish. And then this guy comes and takes their pageantry. I mean, who's the sickos that did that to those girls? You picked a boy? A biological male won the Miss Greater Dairy, which is a beauty pageant in New Hampshire under the Miss America organization. Crazy, huh? That's not fair. You have your own little transvestite pageantry. I mean, the girls are getting screwed over here. They're losing like swimming tournaments, probably every sport possible. It's just not right. Let's see. Eurozone finance ministers meet in Brussels to exchange views on the EU's worsening energy crisis. The governments in the bloc have so far failed to mitigate the economic costs associated with cutting off Russia's cheap gas supplies.
It is blatantly obvious that Brussels is losing its energy war with Moscow as prices across the 19-country Eurozone continue to skyrocket. Washington is benefiting by selling gas to the EU at a high price. Eurozone finance ministers met on Monday to assess the crisis.
We are focusing now also within the European Commission, within the General Council, how we can, and then also with the ministers of energy that are focusing on how we can reduce that cost in the near future.
The poorest are feeling the pain most. Eye-watering amounts have been spent to try and compensate.
Euro area governments have so far collectively spent about 1.25% on energy supports for the year. So about €200 billion.
Of course, it's all linked to the EU's attempts to isolate Russia over the war in Ukraine. It's costing EU taxpayers billions of euro to house Ukrainian refugees, supply weapons to the Ukrainian army and fund the government in Kiev. Ordinary workers will have to pay for it, but the Eurozone economy is beginning to flatline.
Inflation continues to be high, even surprisingly
Look at the grin on his face.
high for both Europe and the United States. Sentiment indicators are very low, indicating a risk of recession.
It appears the European Union is now in damage control mode.
I'm telling that
They're in the background going, meet you in the bunker. We got the peanut butter down there. We got the jelly. We got the fruit. We got the seeds in the seed bank. We're like ready for the population control. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Just stay cool. Lose your consciousness. Lose your, not consciousness, your conscience. Lose your conscience. Just think like a board.
we can work, should work, to avoid that this is a prolonged period of
recession. Peace activists are calling on the EU to mediate.
Let's call it a recession instead of a depression, because we'll just slide them on into the hot water real slow and let them cook like the frog.
Between Russia and Ukraine, but those calls appear to be falling on deaf ears. Many people are now nervously wondering, is there an unemployment catastrophe looming in the Eurozone? Whether they are being overly pessimistic or merely realistic, there's no doubt a growing number of economists are suggesting the Eurozone is heading for a deep, prolonged recession.
You know, they need our coins, right? They need the nickel, they need the pennies, they need the copper. They stopped making copper pennies, and they want you to turn all that stuff in. I say we all hoard it. Keep all your pennies, keep all your coins, like make them come and scoop them up, you know? Send them to the trash dump before you give it over to them. I don't know. I got a mean bone. Alright, let's check out a shark. I heard there's a lot of sharks now. Like, tons of sharks. Alright, Putin sanctions the testing of the Satan II nuclear missile, which has the capability to strike the UK in under 6 minutes. So he's letting the testing of the Satan II go forward. Here we have a Chevron oil refinery on fire. So this is in California. You see these all the time, these oil refineries going up in smoke. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't this problem 3-4 years ago. Not like this, not what we're seeing now. It's like a massive amount. It's like one after the others happening with the food processing plants and oil refineries, even the chemical plants, which I wonder if they're what they make there. Are they making fertilizer? We need to make sure we have fertilizer. So doesn't this look like Barbie? No, I mean, when I first saw it, I was like, that's a Barbie doll. So yeah, Ken and Barbie. He's had some good things, you know, that he's allowed to happen. Things are, you know, looking up in Florida. But we need a hero. I mean, I think of him like, not like he's comparable to Zelensky, but that they're letting a front person go out there. I'm very skeptical. But he's pushed back. And so any pushback, I'm like, yay, push back. It's just we need everybody to push back. I think because, you know, my generation and even my parents, the boomers generation, they should have pushed back. But they were like, oh, we've got this. They've got good people in positions of speaking for us, but now they're not. I'm just saying they're not allowed, and they're being the B word, blackmailed. So I don't know how else to say it. Like, check out this kid though. You know, China's not going to show you these, and I don't know. Seems like I'd get all the algorithms of the twerking and stuff so they could dumb me down more. But this is pretty cool. I got this sort of algorithm of this 4-year-old little prodigy. Of course, I don't know if I'm allowed to play the music, but look at that guy go. Look at that little boy go. Yeah. So I guess it goes on for like 3 whole minutes. His daddy's really just like showing him how it's done, and maybe he does this all day long. 10 times a day. Let's do it for another hour. We got 3 more hours to go. Oh dear. I used to love playing soccer. Of course, they call it football where he's at. I'm not going to play that for 3 minutes, but that's pretty cool, huh? Alright, here comes Nicole talking about the hurricane. Bahamas got like 70-mile-an-hour winds, and now it's on to Florida. And hopefully they won't crank it up or make it bad or anything, because Florida's had a beating. Florida doesn't need any more flooding going on. They had a bunch of flooding right in here from the last hurricane. Kind of looks like it's headed that way, but it's supposed to go and then up like that. Look at all that lightning. See, they have technology to take this like the ring that's in a bull's nose and lead the hurricane wherever they want it to go. And then they can pump up the atmosphere with all sorts of stuff with different technologies. Let's see about this one. See the red? That's where it's supposed to hit. So, let's see. We probably have a commercial here. You guys ready for Turkey Day? Oh. Look at them all jiggling. What in the world? Are they going to start doing the hokey pokey and turn themselves around? All right, let's see.
Coast of the U.S. It's moving through the Bahamas right now, and everywhere that you see a purple color on this map, that's where we have hurricane warnings, because it's still strengthening. All right, again, a 70-mile-an-hour tropical storm right now, forecast to become a low-end hurricane, and just the orange colors on this map are showing you the radius of the tropical storm force wind field. So the bottom line is, when you look at the cone, that can be a little bit deceiving, because that's just showing us where the center of the storm can go, when in actuality the impacts, not only the wind field but also things like storm surge, the impacts are going to be so much more far-reaching than what you see in the cone. Could see 3 to 5 feet of storm surge, really just kind of along that entire bend area of the southeast coast, coastal parts of Georgia, a good chunk of the eastern Florida coast. And when it comes to the storm surge, of course, the direction of the wind is the most important. So you can see for the whole duration of the storm here, basically, even after it moves inland, we've got onshore flow along the southeast coast. So several high tide cycles in a row where we're going to get some pretty significant coastal flooding. Huge amount of rain that's going to fall, too, at least in parts of the southeast, especially up into parts of the Appalachians even. We're talking, anywhere from 2 to 5 inches of rain. That's going to be a good soaking. That'll be enough to cause some flooding issues, especially where we have some terrain. You get a little bit farther up toward the north here into parts of the Appalachians, and eventually the Northeast is going to get some rain out of this as well. So, hey, late season storm here. It's going to affect a lot of people in the eastern U.S.
Yep, so I need to make sure I take stuff in and don't let anything blow away and stuff, because it'll come up where I'm at too. Just the rain and maybe a little wind. Oh boy. So far so good with the roosters. If anybody had heard me say that the other day in Discord, I let the rooster out, and so of the cage, and I probably won't be caging anymore, but maybe some of the new ones are boys, and I mean, the most I could ever have at one time would be 2, and they could fight, and I don't want to see that. So I might get rid of all of them and just chuck it all up and not have them anymore. I've thought about that. All right, DeSantis, do you want to hear a little bit of what he said? I mean, he is a winner, and he's the big winner, I would say, of this whole thing. This is the one that America is like, glory to Florida, you know, glory to Ukraine, glory to Florida.
We have embraced freedom. We have maintained law and order. We have protected the rights of parents. We have respected our taxpayers, and we reject woke ideology.
So they took our word woke and they flipped it around, and now it means something else. In case you're wondering what woke means, it's like people are now woke to liberal ideas, I guess. And that's the new woke word. When before it meant truth, like you're awake, you took the red pill, you realize what's going on here, right? They are trying to bring in the tyranny. They're trying to control everyone. They're bringing in the RFID chip or the QR code. That's woke to me. So
we fight the woke in the legislature.
Why let them take that word? I'm just saying, they're stealing again.
We fight the woke in the schools. We fight the woke in the corporations. We will never, ever surrender to the woke mob. Florida is where woke goes to die.
See, that sounds really bad if you have the other meaning of the word woke. It's where people go to die. Whew! Warning, warning. He won by 2 million votes? Wow. Maybe they gave up on that when they were like, let's go to these other places, leave Florida alone, because they got it in the bag. 59% to 40%. Difference 1,357,080. I think Arizona would be probably nearly the same way with that Carrie Lake. She's awesome. You guys heard her? Arizona, now New Jersey. So they're having trouble. I'm not sure what this is going to say. But last night, Philadelphia looked bad.
Newsroom, a problem with voting machines in New Jersey. Take a look at what's posted on the Robbinsville Township website. It says all voting machines are down in each district across Mercer County because of a printing and scanning issue with the ballots.
But voters, though, can still go to their polling locations, insert their ballot into an emergency slot of the machine. And the website, it says it appears that county officials won't be able to tally those votes, though, tonight. They are right now working to fix that problem. We'll keep you posted as we get additional details.
Yeah. So I'll just play those and then you can... I can't see that small print.
About the Senate, but we thought... What happened to the red wave, Congresswoman? We thought this morning we'd be talking about how clearly the Republicans had the majority in the House. Didn't know about the Senate, but we thought for sure in the House, and still it's unknown.
Well, Steve, as we're looking at some of these races, we feel confident that we're going to win the House, and we will fire Nancy Pelosi, and there will be a Republican majority, and that's really important. That was my top priority as the House Republican Conference Chair.
What happened to the red wave, Congresswoman? We thought this morning we'd be talking about how clearly the Republicans had the majority in the House. Didn't know about the Senate, but we thought for sure in the House, and still it's unknown.
Well, Steve, as we're looking at some of these races, we feel confident that we're going to win the House, and we will fire Nancy Pelosi, and there will be a Republican majority, and that's really important. That was my top priority as the House Republican Conference Chair.
What happened to the...
Okay, so do they get, if they win this, then do they get to fire Pelosi? Oh, that would be awesome, won't it? And then that thing that happened with her husband and everything? Oh, bye Nancy. Bye Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi. Okay, let's see. Let's see what this one says. Qatar tells Muslim migrants to despise their Western host nations. The following was written by Selwyn Duke for the New American. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Let's see what else it says. Am I still live? Okay, I'm still live. All right. This council is lost on U.S. ally Qatar. However, it's counseling Muslims living in non-Islamic nations to despise their infidel benefactors. Thus reports Raymond Ibrahim, an author, scholar, and senior fellow at Gatestone Institute, who is fluent in Arabic. The anti-infidel directive is found at widely read islamweb.net, which Ibrahim says is funded and directed by Persian Gulf Emirate Qatar. The directive states that any Muslim who lives in a non-Muslim nation is obligated to hate his adopted nation and its infidel citizens, even while receiving benefits from them, writes Ibrahim. So, talk about hate speech. Like, these people want to call us infidels. You know what that means, right? They want to chop your head off. Anyway, you can read that whole story if you want to. I already know about it, but I just kind of wanted to. I'll put it in the room. If you just doubt me, then just go read it for yourself. That's what they want to do. Like, that's what their moms, some of their moms at least, are telling them to do. All right, we've got an invasion happening at the border. 2 more groups of approximately 200 migrants each have just crossed illegally into Eagle Pass this morning. This was 5 hours ago. I got one from yesterday, too. This Del Rio sector has already seen over 50,000 illegal crossings since the new fiscal year began on, I don't know whether that's 10/1 or 1/10. The new fiscal year would be 1/10. See, sometimes they switch up those numbers when it's other countries, but still 50,000 just in the Del Rio sector. So we're getting invaded, guys. Like, go watch the election and stuff if you want to, but what you should be watching is this right here. Look at them go. Look at them all. And they're from every, like, nation. We got ISIS in here. We got Afghanis in here. We got Iraqis. We got Syrians who were just left over there. And, like, they're like, hey, I'm coming to America. So, and then their imams are telling them, hate your supporters over there, these countries. Look at them all. And then they drag these little kids with them because they get better benefits and stuff if they have a child with them. And then they drug them too. So the little kids can't even, like, hold their heads up. They're like shining flashlights right in their eyes, and they're like, like they're just out of it. Sad, man. They drop them down over the fence and, like, at the border where there is a fence, and they could drop them and kill them. Some of these smaller kids. They're bringing in people that are disabled. They're getting rides too, and they're getting money too from the left. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare situation. All right, we've got a lot of earthquakes happening today. A lot of larger earthquakes. This one was a 5.5 in Italy. Now, I've heard that there's a lot of magma somewhere here in Italy, near Rome. You know, it might be right there. That the magma's rising, and that Italy could just be devastated if that thing goes off. It's like a super volcano, supposedly. My bed was shaking, lamp swinging. lamps, whales, window shutters, and floor were shaking. So I guess this they've got the earthquake report. People can make Ancona. House shake too much. Crack on the walls. So it's getting serious over there in Italy. And then we had a 6.6 at like 6 o'clock, or there's 6 people hurt. There was like 4 6s or something in there. I'll find it in a minute. This one says a 7.0 Fiji Island. So 6.8 and a 6.6. The one that's a 6.6, let me find it here. Right here. 6 killed in magnitude 6.66 in Nepal. Let's see if there's any videos of it. Of the 6.6er. And 6 people hurt. Oh, save the liquor. There's your alcohol abuse. Barred from promoting the, you know, what's going on right now somewhere. Earthquake, Nepal. Woo! It's rocking. That's pretty long. It's like a whole, like, 30 seconds. Woo! See what else we got. Massive earthquake in Nepal. Rescue operation underway. House collapsed, killing at least 6 people, many injured. So yeah, here we go with the video, guys. We got a video. Could have been a lot worse. Especially with those 6s.
अब मान्छे जिउ उ छैन बच्चा जिउ उ छैन तले देखिन लाग्यो उ त्यहाँ कपाल कपाल देखिएको त्यहाँ बिचारा बिचारा चोट नलागाओ हैन चोट लाग्यो उनीहरु अब आन्दा भिन्डी खान लाग्यो यार
Wonder how many people they got to rescue.
डर भी लगा लेकिन एक कंटेंट क्रिएटर होने के नाते ये सब चीजें तो दिखाना पड़ेगा कि भूकंप आया है.
Okay, yeah, that's not mine. It's not English. Uh-oh. Here's a bit of narcissism dance from last night. Such a big crowd in Patan and do much enthusiasm. I thought he was on fire there for a minute. So that's in Nepal. Maybe they were doing some hookah dooka dance when the earthquake happened. Well, no, it was before, because this is November 7th, and this thing happened 18 hours ago. So not 24 hours after the hookah dooka dance. I mean, I don't know what kind of dance it is. It just says heritage as place making intangible heritage. But you know, sometimes they do these rituals and then bad things happen. So that was the 6.6. It destroyed multiple houses. Oh, look at this one.
धेरै घरहरू भत्किएर मानिसहरूको पनि धेरै ज्यान गइसकेको छ। एकदमै दुःखदको घटना घटेको छ हाम्रो नेपाल फुर्बीचुकी 3 गैरागाउँ डोटीमा भूकम्प आएर धेरै घरहरू भत्किएर मानिसहरूको पनि धेरै ज्यान गइसकेको छ। यता एकदमै दुःखद.
Well, Lord be with their families and help them to get saved if they're not saved. In Jesus' name. This was a 8,000 meter peak at the Himalayas. Can you imagine being up there like that? Let's get a look at it.
Yes, it's done, my friend.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. No freaking way I do that.
Okay.
Now, my new body? Heck yeah, I'm going to the highest peaks there are. I'm going to touch the edges of all those mountains. But not in this body. No way. One of the country's most big catastrophes, late monsoon, Nepal, climate. They're going to bring out all the climate stuff. You're like, look what you guys did. You should feel really guilty. You were eating meat. Okay. I don't see too many more videos here of the earthquake. There's the lunar eclipse seen from Nepal. Can't really see anything. Let me use my control button. There you go. I'm sure you guys have seen a ton of pictures of that by now. Bus earthquakes all the time. I don't see any more. Let's move on. Right, let's see, where was I? Okay, I'm going to kind of skip past some of this. You guys probably already... Oh, Australia. Australia is going to have a new CDC funded by Bill Gates himself. So look forward, Australia, for the CDC. Hey, Kate. Just seeing what you're doing over here. Aha. Okay. Royal Apple's like, you're not going to talk about that one. All right.
People.
Here we go with Whoopi Goldberg.
Put that phone down, girl. God bless you.
It's my son. Who, by the way, wanted to make sure that his absence...
Look at that hateful look Whoopi gave. Look at that. How dare you?
Make sure that his absentee ballot was that I did that, and I had trouble actually voting for him absentee ballot today, and that made me very concerned. It was the first time. I was told to put it in an orange bag on the floor, and the orange bag looked to me like a Target bag or something. And I said, isn't there a formal election box that says absentee ballots or something like that? And then she said, let me check, and then found it.
Wow.
So that concerned me.
Go to a commercial. Go to a commercial. We can't have that. That girl's gone. She's not going to be on Whoopi's show anymore. She made Whoopi mad twice right there. First with her son calling, and then with the whole orange bag thing. You're gone, girl. She don't care if you are the sister. You're gone. We'll see about that. MSNBC contributor. We can't say that whatever happens tonight is a fair and equitable election. Okay, that's this guy saying that. I didn't say that. That's what he said, and I'm not allowed to play that. You're not allowed to say that. Absentee ballot. Oh, Trump's saying something too. Can't say that either. Now, he told people to stand in line. Don't leave, just stand in line. And he did go vote himself. And I heard there were some people that were smart enough to go to the liberal cities and use their ballot things, their machines, because theirs were working.
Did you vote for Governor DeSantis?
Yes, I did.
Did you vote for Governor DeSantis?
Yes, I did.
He's not afraid to tell you. He could have said it's none of your business. Of course, he can say whatever he wants. But yeah, there you go. Trump voted for DeSantis. All right. Here is a machine where they... Okay, I'm not allowed to talk about that. I don't think. I don't know. Am I allowed to talk about that? Does anybody know if I'm allowed to talk about that? Because, I mean, it's all over the news right now that they're not working. I think it's okay to talk about that.
I know everybody wants to make sure that it reads and everything is fine.
Can you repeat that?
I can promise
Can you start from the beginning and repeat that?
So what happens is we have two tabulators. One of the tabulators is not working, okay? The other tabulator is taking about 75% successful. So 25% of them are being misread, and it could be a printer issue, or it could be the tabulator itself. So when it's misread, you have an option to put it into what's called box 3, and it gets read, whether it goes downtown and gets read manually, or whether it gets refed into our tabulator.
We don't want to adjudicate.
They get read, okay? So no one's trying to deceive anyone.
Of course not. Not on election day. That would never happen, right? No, that would never happen.
So choices are, you know, you guys. Sure.
If I get up there and that happens to my ballot, can I take my ballot with me and go somewhere else?
Sorry, and there's not like
because I don't trust to go in a box. A box may never make
No,
it down there.
no way.
All the time.
The choice is,
I'll come back.
the choice is to wait until.
What a crock, right? Let's see what this guy says here.
We've got about 20% of the locations out there where there's an issue with the tabulator, where some of the ballots that after people have voted them, they try and run them through the tabulator and they're not going through. But the good thing is we do, first of all, we're trying to fix this problem as quickly as possible. And we also have a redundancy in place. If you can't put the ballot in the tabulator, then you can simply place it here in where you see the number 3. And this is a secure box where those ballots will be kept for later this evening, where we'll bring them in here to Central Count to tabulate them.
So this would function much like early voting functions, in that we would get your ballot back. Once we've signature verified it, we would send it to our central tabulators. Ballots that are in here will already be, in effect, signature verified, so we won't need to confirm identity, but we will central tabulate them. This is actually what the majority of Arizona counties do on election day all the time.
Okay. I'm not commenting. Forget that. All right. Just for oil, President Emmanuel Macron holds a warm talk with Venezuela dictator and Maduro. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that word.
Perfecto, ça va aller muy bien.
Bon. Ça va être très bien.
Président, après ces séquences-là, je vous rappellerai, moi.
Yo lo voy a llamar.
Seguro.
Ok.
Está bien.
Okay.
Está bien. Excelente. Suerte. Merci beaucoup.
Bonne chance.
Merci beaucoup.
Un abrazo.
Suerte. Suerte. Gracias. Gracias.
We're going to do good business together, me and you. Okay. Okay, here we've got Carrie Lake. And so you guys can see what this lady's like, because I think she's got a good head on her shoulders, I think. All right, I'll be right back.
What's your name and who are you with?
I'm Stephanie Sy with the PBS NewsHour.
Do you think this is normal, guys? My question is, do you think what's happening here in Maricopa County is normal? We have had problems after problems. And there's a reason we decided to change locations. We were going to go to a pretty Republican area. But I woke up this morning and within minutes of the polls opening up, I started getting people calling, voters in tears, calling my personal number, saying, what's going on? The tabulators aren't working. They told me to put my ballot into a box and they would drive it downtown to count it. This is not normal stuff. We don't have to have elections run this way. We switched from a Republican area to vote. We came right down into the heart of liberal Phoenix to vote because we wanted to make sure that we had good machines. And guess what? They've had zero problems with their machines today. Not one machine spit out a ballot here today. Not one, in a very liberal area. So we were right to come and vote in a liberal area.
That's her.
They gotta fix this problem. This is incompetency. I hope it's not malice. But we're going to fix it. We're going to win. And when we win, there's going to be a come to Jesus for elections in Arizona. There's going to be a come to Jesus.
What does that even mean? You're going to fix the machines? You're not in charge of that, though. Like, who's going to fix the machines? And is it just going to be for Arizona or the rest of the country? Because if it's Joe Biden versus Trump, unless you fix it for the whole country, it's just going to be same thing again. All right, let's watch the King of England get eggs thrown at him. King's like, let them eat cake, right? I mean, let them eat eggs. You're not going to have any eggs because you're going to be spending all your money on energy in Europe over there. So here's another view.
Look at the school. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Look at the school. Oh my gosh. It's just an egg. Alright, you ready for some Alex Stein? Try not to go over 15 seconds when you use other people's clip. Okay. The only thing you have to watch is what you say. Yeah. I'm not good at that. Because I try, but let's see what Alex Stein has to say.
Beta, do you feel guilty about the millions of dollars you wasted on your campaign, Beta? Why do you want to protect trans children? Do you feel guilty about the money you wasted? Do you feel guilty about the money you wasted? Do you feel guilty about the money you wasted? How are you going to protect trans kids by cutting off their genitals? How does that protect trans kids, Beta? Beta, how does that protect trans kids? Beta. Beta, how are you protecting trans kids by cutting off their genitals?
Let's do it. That's all right.
Beta, you know you're going to lose, Beta. This is how many losses in a row? How many more losses are you going to take, Beta?
Just move forward.
Beta, how many more losses are you going to take? Are you going to quit? Where's your campaign money going? Beta, are you quitting after this failure? Are you going to quit after you fail today? Beto, do you feel guilty that you're a loser, Beto? Beto, do you feel bad about losing, Beto?
Hey, get out of my shot. Come on, get out of the way. Step out of the way. Back up. Get up.
Beto, do you feel like a loser, Beto?
Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Just step down, man.
Beto, do you feel like a loser, Beto?
a fucking ugly cunt?
He takes so much abuse. Poor guy. I think they cut his face. I think they got. He had like a red mark. I think they gave him a paper cut. They're really rude to him, aren't they? All right, let's see what else we got. U.S. just bombed a civilian oil ship carrying life-saving fuel to war-ravaged Syria on the eve of winter, killing 30 innocent men. Can't really see what it's doing, but it's on fire. Okay, there's that experiment. All right, this is about the cows. So we're having the COP27 right now, and listen to this about the cows. Red meat is not causing climate change.
Red meat is not causing climate change. Look at these cows. They're eating grass. They are regenerating the land. Yes, they burp out some methane, but the carbon in that methane was part of the carbohydrates in the grass. And how did it get there? It came from...
The methane is part of the carbon in the grass. Came from the atmospheric carbon dioxide.
Atmospheric carbon dioxide that is fixed into the grass as the plants do photosynthesis. That is the carbon cycle. Cows don't create new carbon. They are part of a natural cycle of ruminant animals, bison, buffalo, antelope, elk, that has been going on for millions and millions of years. Look at this graphic from 2016 from the EPA. It shows that cows are far from the highest emitter of carbon dioxide or carbon dioxide equivalents in the environment. What are the major culprits? Transportation, electricity generation, burning coal, and technology. Those industries are trying to distract you by blaming these guys. But these animals provide humans with some of the best food on the planet. If we truly want to take care of humans and take care of the planet, we will have more cows raised properly like this in a regenerative fashion, and we will discard the lies that these animals have any meaningful contribution to climate change at all.
So there you go. Don't blame the cows. One day, a general strike against soaring prices in Greece. Clashes are ongoing outside the parliament in Athens. Okay, so this is illegal. Can't talk about that one. Some sketchy stuff is going on, and it's Project Veritas if you want to go look it up. The Oreo maker. Look at this guy. He makes Oreo cookies. And he's like, I'm not going to put any ads on Twitter anymore. Because of Twitter is going to retweet more people the truth, I guess. I'm not sure what to think about the whole Twitter thing. I'm using it right now because it's the easiest way for me to put the news in a spot. I mean, I could use Discord, but I'm using people that I follow, their clips and things like that. I guess, it makes it a lot easier to use Twitter, but this is a window of opportunity is what I'm trying to say. And I've said this I don't know how many times. This guy is not going to change anything. He's not going to bring Trump back. He's not going to bring Alex Jones back. He's not going to bring back all the people that have been banned because he's in on it. I don't know how else to say it. Just to be blunt about it. Okay? he's not in America. He's in, I guess, Germany. And he's got a weird costume that's like evil for Halloween. Like he's dressing up as the devil or something. I mean, I don't know if that's the exact costume. Let's look it up. I'll show you his costume. Okay. Here's his Halloween costume. So, Satanism, you know what I'm saying? Let's look at it up close. If I can. Here you go. Norm, it's not working. Okay, there we go. An upside down cross on the head of a goat or something. A Baphomet costume, they're saying. So, you know, and he looks like a superhero in his little costume, but he's not a superhero, okay? Just, he's got several billion-dollar facility for a new, you know what? New facility for the V word. Okay. We're too close in. They showed it. I showed it on my channel, but they're gonna be making the V word, and it's a huge facility, and he's got the neuro link that he wants to hook you up to the B system. So if you think he's good, all right. And then that other guy, what's his name? Kanye. He admires Hitler, and he admires Maria Abramovich, the girl that has the parties where she puts the cake and it's like people, but it's just a cake, but it looks like people, and they eat the cake and it's like naked people, but it's just a cake, but it's art, you know. And then she's got where she throws period blood and semen on the wall and writes in the blood or whatever some sick message of witchcraft or something. She wears like devil horns. That Kanye guy, he admires her. He admires her and Hitler. So don't think these people that are billionaires or Hollywood stars or married to Hollywood stars, they've all had to bow, and they're just fooling people. Don't conform. Don't think that these people are for you. Don't conform. If you die in this VR game, it will kill you in real life. I wonder what that's about. Palmer Lucky. Well, if he died, he's not so lucky. 30 years old, created the first of its kind killer headset. This thing looks wicked, don't it? What is that? What's those pipes on the head? This is a sword. Palmer Lucky. Let's see. Terrifying new headset will kill you if you lose in the game. With 3 explosive charges? What? A terrifying new... Let me tweet this. A terrifying new virtual reality headset can kill users in real life when they die in the game, according to its designer. Palmer Luckey, the founder of VR gaming company Oculus, that's now part of Facebook's Meta, has created a headset that has the power to kill players with 3 explosive charges when they lose a game? Are you serious? Is this guy like the devil's son or something? The killer headset is named Nevagia and works with a game called Sword Art Online, which was inspired by Japanese anime and sees players battling through a dungeon as they try to escape a mad scientist's world. Wow, sounds like the Hunger Games or something. The idea of tying your real life to your virtual avatar has always fascinated me. You instantly raise the stakes to the maximum level and force people to fundamentally rethink how they interact with the virtual world and the players inside it. Lucky wrote in a blog post. The designer explained the device is connected to 3 explosive charges modules. 3 explosive charge modules above the screen that are aimed at the user's forehead. When the player dies in the game, the microwave emitter would go off, killing them. What the heck? What have I woke up to in this weird world? Pumped up graphics might make a game look more real, but only the threat of a serious consequence can make a game feel real to you and every other person in the game, Lucky said. Maybe he's like thinking, oh, will you make you feel lucky? Make you think of my name before you die. Hope you're lucky and you win the game. Otherwise, my headset's going to microwave your brain. Lucky, who also works as a defense contractor, said I can't get past that one, said the device's explosives are similar to ones he has used in different unspecified projects. He's a defense contractor? In the game that inspired the headset, players are killed with a microwave emitter. But Lucky said he couldn't recreate it perfectly, so he used explosives instead. I'm a pretty smart guy, but I couldn't come up with any way to make anything like this work, not without attaching the headset to gigantic pieces of equipment, he added. While the headset is the first of its kind, it's not available for sale, and it's just a piece of office art and thought-provoking reminder of unexplored avenues in game design, according to Lucky. The designer also said he has only figured out how to make the headset kill the player, and the perfect VR half of the equation is still many years out. I guess you would never know, because the dead don't speak. That's insane. I should put that as my freaking thumbnail. What in the world? That's insane. VR killer headset explosives. Defense contractor came up with that. Mr. Lucky Palmer. Wow. All right. EU government is failing to contain escalating energy crisis. Yeah, these people are, they're going to let people die this winter. It's just inevitable. They're expecting 30,000 people in the United Kingdom to die this winter because they don't have enough income to pay for the price of what they're going to have to pay for their natural gas or whatever. People are like not eating and they're like going and getting firewood. All right, this is from Melbourne. And we have people apologizing in Melbourne. They really treated their people badly. I'm just saying. And I can't go into it, so at least they're apologizing. Thank God there's people out there that are apologizing. Because that's what we do. We see the problem, we repent, which means to turn, and then we stop doing those things. Millions of Britons on low income will start receiving £324 into their bank accounts today to help them through the cost of living crisis. So £324 maybe per month. I'm not going to say for sure, but today you're getting £324, it says. Millions of them will. Those eligible do not need to do anything to receive the payment, and there are warning scammers are exploiting the crisis with text or emails inviting them to make an application. So don't fall for the scammers trying to make you fill out something because you don't need to fill out anything. The payments are the second part of a $650 or £650 sum being paid out to people receiving benefits such as universal credit, income-based job seeker allowance, income-related employment and support allowance, income support, pension credit, child tax credit, and working tax credit. You don't need to do anything to get your payment. Don't fall for the scammers. Department for Work and Pensions will never ask you for personal details by texting a message to you or email. The payment reference on the receipt bank accounts will be their national insurance number, followed by DWPCOL. For HMRC recipients, the payment reference will be HMRC-COLS. Payment of £326 have previously been made, and this second cost of living payment should arrive before November 23rd. So that's in 2 weeks from now. So everybody just hang on, and hopefully they'll get you through this winter. But next winter is also going to be very bad for the United States, everywhere. They're saying that the blood moon here, they're saying it's not a good sign at all. Besides the disappointing polls indicating red will win and take over the country, they're not going to win. Nobody's winning at this point, okay? Nobody's winning. They're making everybody lose. And they're in their big planes like this. They're saying, stop global warming. And they're all riding in these big, huge planes with their enormous vehicles inside the planes that they roll out when they get there. And they're like SUVs. So they're like hypocrites, man. And then they got their bunkers for when everything falls apart. They go underground. We all kill each other. Now, I've not listened to Raggedy Ann. I don't know what people are calling this one.
It took 2 weeks to call every state. In modern elections, more and more ballots are being cast in early voting and also by mail. And many states don't start counting those ballots until after the polls close on November 8th. So you heard the president say this the other night. He has been very clear on this as well. We may not know all the winners of elections for a few days. It takes time to count all legitimate ballots in a legal and orderly manner. That's how this is supposed to work, and it's important for us. It took 2 weeks.
My prediction has been that when they give the final results, they're gonna it's gonna be Democrat House, Democrat Senate. That was my prediction from the beginning. That it's just gonna, yeah, that's what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be. If it does happen to be part like a winner for Republicans in the House, then it's gonna be, they're gonna blame everything on the Republicans, but they're still going forward with the agenda. So it's, lose-lose. Okay, this was not a neutron bomb, but a bomb in Yemen, nevertheless.
واو يا الله واو ماما
I don't know. It looks kind of weird. Okay, I don't know what it's going to show here. It might be something graphic. I'm not sure. I looked around to see if I could find anything, and this is what I found on it. So that's really it. I couldn't find anything else. All right, these Christian fundamentalist players who went to Ukraine years ago to support pro-Russia separatists have all been neutralized.
We are here to fight the Ukrainian Nazis. Russia is the last place on earth that fights against liberalism, the globalism, and the New World Order that is destroying America. If you are a brother of ours from America or from Canada or from Europe, and you came to fight on the side of the Nazis in Ukraine, you best turn around and go back home. Because we are going to be coming, and when we meet on that battlefield, then all bets are off. So you need to go back home, and you need to reevaluate what you think you're doing here. I speak for us, but I think I also speak for a majority of the American people. The people in America who don't tolerate the liberalism that is eating it like a cancer. Guys, this is the last stand for the world. It's either freedom or it's liberalism, but you can't have both. Stand with us and let's fight this disease that's taken over. Thank you. Hello, we've just arrived from...
Okay, so there's different things going on that we're not privy to. They're saying that these Christian fundamentalists are neutralized, so probably dead. And they went to fight the liberals, and there's a bunch of Nazi liberals in Ukraine. That's what he's saying. I think there's a little bit of somewhere in the middle that, so there's that whole end of it, and then some of Russia probably thinks that, and they were like, let's go, let's do this, let's get a handle on the takeover of Nazis. And then there's probably a whole nother side that we don't get to hear, except through, you know, propaganda and things like that. So it's hard to know what's really going on, but we can see here in America what the agenda is for liberalism. We can see the takeover of it in our schools, the takeover of it in our libraries, the takeover of it in bars. And these dumb women take their children there and stuff money down into the panties of men who dress up like women. And so I could totally see why men are like, let's put a stop to this. But why would Americans go take the fight over to Ukraine when you got the fight right here at home, which you could talk about doing truth, okay? We can go to these libraries. We can get the license plate of these pedophiles who've probably got records. A lot of them do. Expose the truth. Talk to these women who are, people have been doing this. People go to these, you know, get-togethers, and they tell them, what are you doing? What are you doing with your children? What haven't? And they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It's like they got some sort of witchcraft on them or something. They're like, I just thought it was fun. I thought it was art. I thought it was something, you know, to help my child be more structured, or have, you know, a large idea of what the world's like, and, you know, just expose them. Yeah, you're exposing them to being groomed and manipulated, and you're telling them it's okay by bringing them there, that it's okay to dress up like a girl if you're a boy, and all that stuff. Blech. Did the Good Samaritan ever get honored by Chicago mayor? I'm not sure what this one is. They're just fighting. That's dumb. Sometimes I'll tweet stuff and I'm like, I don't want to like even play that. This is a building that it's a 35 building in Dubai. 35-story building in Dubai. Building on fire. I don't know what happened with it. I don't know if anybody got hurt or anything. This was a Fox News report about the border situation, but the footage I've already shown before. Some of it anyway.
So President Biden and his team now insist the borders are secure. Video evidence clearly shows those claims are not right. Mass crossings taking place on a daily basis. Long lines of migrants waiting across the Rio Grande, stretching as far as the eye can see, entering the country illegally with no resistance. Sources telling Bill Malusian there were at least 205,000 Border Patrol apprehensions in between ports of entry during the month of October. Extraordinary. Eagle Pass Live. We go to Bill Malusian to start another week there. Bill, good morning.
Bill, good morning to you. And those numbers are not slowing down. A CBP source telling me since the new fiscal year began on October 1st, there have already been 50,000 illegal crossings here in this Del Rio sector where we are. And take a look at this stunning drone footage we shot over the weekend here in this Del Rio sector. What you're looking at is an enormous group of several hundred migrants crossing illegally into the Normandy, Texas area during the early morning hours before sunrise. We have seen this play out 7 days in a row now. Exactly exact same time, exact same spot. And you can see with the drone, you're watching these people just wading across the river and entering into Texas illegally. No resistance on either side of the border. And as you're watching this footage, keep in mind, the administration continues to claim the border is closed. Well, you can see these migrants, it's very nonchalant. They just file into the country and they go looking for Border Patrol to turn themselves in because they expect they will be released after their process. There was an even bigger group, though. Take a look at this second piece of video. Again, exact same spot in Normandy, same time before sunrise. Our thermal drone over it. Yet again, another group of several hundred migrants crossing illegally into the same area. This coordinated by human smugglers on the other side of the border. At times, this line of people stretched seemingly as far as the eye could see. And we talked to a lot of them as they were coming in. They're mostly from Cuba, Nicaragua, Colombia, and the Dominican Republic. And as they were coming into the United States waiting for processing, we interviewed some of them, a handful of them, and asked them, is the border open or closed? And are they worried about potential policy changes after the election this week? Take a listen.
¿La frontera está cerrada o abierto?
Está abierta.
¿Abierta? Sí. ¿Les preocupa que las elecciones de la semana que entra quizás cambie la situación y tengan que regresarlos a su país? Volvemos de nuevo para atrás. ¿Regresan de nuevo otra vez? Claro, de una vez para atrás volvemos. Con Biden mejor. Con Biden mejor. ¿La frontera está cerrada o está abierta?
Está abierta, está abierta.
¿Está abierta?
Sí.
And guys, the most concerning element of all of this, CBP sources telling me in the month of October alone, there were at least 64,000 known or recorded gotaways at our border. That's an equivalent of an average of 2,000 people slipping into our country uncaptured every single day. This, as the administration continues to insist this border is secure. We'll send it back to you.
It's become a habit. Bill Malusian, Eagle Pass, Texas.
2,000 every day. Oh, there's been a lot more, Sherelle. Hi, Sleepless in 2012. You guys ever had these? These are really good. I don't know where I got these. I might have got them at Food City. They are good thins. And they're so tiny. And they're jalapeno and lime. Super good. No gluten. It says made with corn. So it might be GMO. Who knows? The dog wouldn't eat it. I don't think. I tried to give it to her and she dropped it. Looks like the other dog got it. So maybe it's not GMO. It's a good sign if, you know, if your animals will eat something, they can kind of tell. Evelyn de Rothschild died. Oh. Under the blood moon. Oh. 33322 days after he was born. Converted to Julian and straight guy, Gorion. He lived for 91 years and 10 weeks. In one day. He died on 9/11. I don't really know who those people are. Except for the Rothschild name. She was in charge of the Federal Reserve, huh? Now they've got a 10-foot gate around it. I wonder what that's all about. How are you doing, Sleepless? Yeah, the high rises. I didn't know anything about. I mean, I saw one that looked a lot like this, and I was like, well, it looks like a laser or something, but it was like probably an elevator shaft, and it looks a lot like this building. So this might be old news. The people crossing the border. That's crazy. 2,000 a day. We're in trouble. God is always helping. I'm trying to figure out. I don't see what's funny. Do you guys? Did I miss something? Okay, this might be funny. I like the clown faces.
Quick reminder. Vote. Go to iwillvote.com to find out where and how. Quick reminder. Vote. Go to iwillvote.
God, they look creepy, don't they?
Animals. Of course, I think she's an animal too. You want to know the truth?
Okay. Let's hear what Trump has to say.
Nancy Pelosi said, please don't call them animals. They're human beings. I said, no, they're animals. Of course, I think she's an animal too. You want to know the truth? They'll say, oh, what a horrible thing he said about Nancy. She impeached me twice for nothing. Nothing. They'll say, oh, these people, the fakers back there. They'll say, what a horrible thing. He called Nancy Pelosi an animal. Let me tell you, what she does to this country, or what she did to and the turmoil, and it was all, I used the word yesterday, I shouldn't, my great First Lady got very upset. I said, I will never use the word bullshit again. But what she did to us in this country, and yet we got more done as an administration and a president than just about any president in the history of our country in 4 years.
But see, you knew it would take 8 to get the wall done and all of that, and then that didn't happen. So did they allow Trump to get done what he got done, knowing that as long as they have the infiltration of all these jihadis and enough people to keep voting for the D, and they're going to be given all this cush money that we've had saved up for a rainy day for our own homeless and our own people that are needing help. We're giving it all to these illegals. So, but see, it's the D people that bring them in here, and they give them enough to get here, and then we all pay for it, the taxpayer. Tens of thousands of Italians are pouring into the streets of Rome to demand no more weapons to Ukraine for NATO's proxy war against Russia. So no one's for the, well, I mean the dumbed down are for the war.
As the war in Ukraine nears 9 months, Italians are marching through the streets of Rome. They're calling for peace in Ukraine, but also for their country to stop sending Kyiv weapons to fight off Russia's assault. Former leaders joined the rally, which was organised by major trade unions as well as the Catholic movement community. Roberto Morero, member of the People's Union, says those who look at weapons as a solution are not part of pacifism.
I believe that any weapons are instruments of mass destruction and will quickly lead to the collapse of humanity. Is that utopian talk? It may be.
NATO founding member Italy has supported Ukraine since the start of the war, and new far-right Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni says that will not change, and the government is expected to be sending more weapons soon. But some say Italy should be stepping up negotiations instead.
I'm kind of confused in a way. It looks like a pride parade, but maybe the, LGBT people are against war. I don't know, man. I can't really hear what they're saying. I have to trust the translator, but people are starving around the world. I think that's the whole point. Stop sending weapons and money and our fuel and everything, and let's, get through this. But that's not the agenda. The agenda is for a bunch of people. All right. All right. Do you guys heard about this guy who was in California and a meteor hits his house, right? So in case you didn't get to see it, I thought I would play it because I haven't seen it yet. I heard about it, I tweeted it, but I haven't seen it. So I look forward to watching it with you guys. You ready?
Investigations are happening right now to figure out exactly what fell from the sky in Northern California. This is video KCRA3 obtained of this last night. Now you can see that ball of light falling through the night sky, lighting it up. Many people across our region saw this themselves and called in. Now, one investigation tonight is in Nevada County by the Penn Valley Fire Department, looking into if that bright ball, possibly a meteorite, landed on a home and started a fire. KCRA3's Michelle Bandour is live in Nevada County, where she talked with that man who was at his house when the house caught on fire. Michelle, how is he doing tonight?
Well, Brittany, he doesn't know if he should.
He's a little fired up.
Consider himself lucky or unlucky, and Dustin Procida said he didn't know really what hit his home until after fire crews put the fire out, and then witnesses who were coming forward who were actually following the bright ball in the sky to see where it actually landed here. And the Penn Valley Fire Department says it appears it landed right on Procida's home when he was actually inside with his 2 dogs. It's quiet here in this secluded area of Nevada County.
People around here are multi-generational cattle farmers or ranchers.
Rolling hills where cattle graze, where nothing happens.
Heard a big bang. I started to smell smoke, and I went onto my porch, and it was completely engulfed in flames.
Until Friday night.
Wide open spaces. This was out on kind of a farm, cattle ranch area, and yeah, not much around it.
It appears that this bright ball of light, which lit up the dark Northern California sky around 7:30, landed in the middle of nowhere. What do you think hit your house?
They said it was a meteor. I've always watched meteor showers and stuff as a kid, but I definitely didn't look forward to them landing in my yard or through my roof.
I did not see what it was, but from everybody I talked to, it was a flaming ball falling from the sky and landed in that general area.
The Penn Valley Fire Department, along with CAL FIRE, battled the flames for hours.
Meteorite, asteroid, one of those two.
And are now investigating what started the fire in this rural area.
Well, I had one individual tell me about it first, and like, okay, well, I'll put that in the back of my mind, but then more people, 2, 3, 4 more started coming in and talking about it.
Oh, wow. Man, that looked like a flaming basketball coming out of the sky.
Procida watched the video for the first time when we showed it to him.
Definitely feel very lucky that it was 30 feet away from me and not 5.
And as Procida and his wife pick up the pieces of what's left of their home, they know they could have lost much more and realize the odds may be in their favor.
They said it's a 1 in 4 trillion chance, so I guess I might be buying a lottery ticket today.
Well, Procida, through all of this, is trying to keep that sense of humor, dealing with how random all of this is for his family. Now, he was alone. He was home alone. His wife was at work. He was there with his 2 dogs, and when the fire happened, he managed to save one of his dogs, but the other one did, unfortunately, die in the fire.
Oh, no.
Now, Penn Fire Valley tells me that an investigator will be on the scene here tomorrow to pick up that investigation. And again, everyone is very thankful that no one was hurt in the fire, that they just lost the dog. dog. They, however, lost everything, was destroyed in the fire, and the family has set up a GoFundMe. Reporting live in Nevada County, Michelle Bandura, KCRA 3 News.
Michelle, this story is just one of those that you never really hear of. So we're putting the timeline together right now. The videos are time-stamped at around 7:30, and that's when that fire call went out, also happening at the same time as the meteor shower.
Right. So right now we're hearing about the southern toward meteor showers that's happening, and the peak is actually supposed to happen tonight. And NASA says that in this meteor shower, they have, bright balls that you will see in the sky, saying that there's going to be an increased number of fireballs during this meteor storm. So I don't know. Everyone's kind of putting their own conclusions together, but we will have that investigation hopefully complete in a couple of weeks from Penn Valley Fire.
I was talking to, somebody, just say somebody, not include names, about the sky, and because there were these like oxygenated rocks, they're blue rocks that fell in Africa after they had that Operation Fishbowl, where they sent the nukes up and tried to blast a hole in the firmament. So I'm just wondering if they're getting closer to releasing a star like Wormwood. And, they keep sending all this stuff up there. And I don't know what the atmosphere up there, how deep it goes, but I think the sun and the moon are both, they've admitted the moon is in our atmosphere. So I don't know. It looks to be somewhere between 6 and 10 miles away. The moon does. If you take a P900 camera and you zoom all the way in on a building that's 6 miles away, you can get up pretty close. Same with the moon. You just use that same zoom. You look at the moon, it looks like it's right there. So the moon is not that far away. And I think the sun and the moon are both. And we were talking about the lunar eclipse and questions about that and what causes it to go dark, one in front of the other, or whatever. And then I got to thinking about the solar eclipse that happened, and I have video of it. So I should go back and look at it because it freaked me out. I thought it was going to go like this, and then it ended up going like this. The shadow was coming in from the opposite side. I don't know if anybody else experienced that thought-provoking thing. I usually do things backwards though, so it might have just been me. But anyway, I don't think any of it is what they tell us. And this, what the Bible says about these stars falling from the heavens, it says Luke 21, I'll read it. 21:25. There will be signs in the sun, moon, and stars, and on the earth dismay among the nation, or distress among the nations. Bewildered by the roaring of the sea and the surging of the waves. And the NLT says there will be strange signs in the sun, moon, and stars, and here on earth the nations will be in turmoil, perplexed by the roaring seas and strange tides. Men will faint from fear and anxiety over what is coming upon the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Then, at that time, they will see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. When these things begin to happen, let me see what the NLT says. So when all these things begin to happen, stand and look up, or stand up and lift up your heads, because your redemption or your salvation is near. drawing near. So these things have begun to happen. We look up. We can start looking up. Except the sea and the waves roaring. I mean, you know, like, I don't know. It might just intensify even more. I don't know. But when it says these things begin to happen, I've been looking at it like, heavens are, when I see the heavens start to shake, because you can have these, hurricanes could be this just nearly the same. Of course, I had dreams of hurricanes that were like as big as the Pacific Ocean. And did you realize the lunar eclipse was in the Pacific Ocean, the main part of it, and that it was like centered in the Ring of Fire? When I saw that night that we were looking at it, I was like, whoa, because the Ring of Fire is the part of the woman where the baby comes out that's fully dilated. That's what the Ring of Fire is when she's ready to push. And we might have to push now, guys. It might be time to push. I thought we were already pushing. I mean, maybe we just saw the water break and we know that the trouble's coming. And I mean, I've been feeling it, that there's trouble coming. I know everybody else that I talked to has been feeling the trouble's about to pop off. But I don't think we've seen it really pop off completely yet. I'm trying to figure out this picture. Parents Will Never Forget is what the name of this one's called. Why are they not wearing one? Ugh. I just want to, well, never mind. I've told enough people when I'm out and about. 27 were shot and 1 was killed. This was in Austin. What in the world? 77 people were shot? The week in Chicago. They're not keeping track of this anymore. They're keeping track of it, but they're not adding it in to the list of how many people are killed in the big cities, so that it doesn't look so bad. The crime doesn't look so bad. These two had to come together to say go vote. It's pathetic. When you tell Granny you voted for Beto. Oh man, did you guys see that video of the daughter who was like spraying her mother with water because she wouldn't like talk the liberal way? She was like, you got my gender wrong. Every time you get my gender wrong, I'm going to spray you with the water bottle. It's like, what is wrong with people?
Hey everybody who went and voted today. I did my first time voting for a Democrat. Go Beto.
I bet you better not voted for that son of a bitch.
Alright, I'm just kidding.
Alright. When you tell Granny you voted for Beto. Oh my lord. I did not know that was going to happen. Alright, here is a seahorse having many babies. Aren't they cute? Look at little seahorses are being born. Like hundreds at a time. Or, I don't know, 15 at a time? That's incredible. Isn't that cool? Never seen seahorses being born, except right now. Well, the day I've tweeted it. What you guys saying over here? I saw a fireball like that over Cerritos 2 weeks ago. Ooh! It looked like a helicopter blew up. It was black, then fire, then a green streak. No one else saw it. Wow. Bet you couldn't get your phone out in time, could ya? Sleepless. Let's see. What does green mean? Yeah, I know, but meteors enter the atmosphere, heat to the point the outer layer is vaporized. The metals in the meteor grow with colors. Green comes from nickel. The most common metallic meteors are iron nickel, so green is a common color. There you go, Sleepless. Nickel. See that guy that had the meteor hit his house? When they retrieved the meteor, they should have gave him a chunk of money. Like, he should have been like, hey, I'll give you the meteor for, I don't know, whatever his house might be worth. And that way he can, like, build a new house at least. Like, I'll sell it to you for $400,000 or whatever, you know? And then if the people, what if they get gold or silver or, I mean, who knows, unobtainium or something rare, like the guy could have made out, but he's just like, well, got them cows. At least nobody got hurt but my poor dog. Oh yeah, I'd be saying at least maybe $1 million for my dog. Who cares about the house? You killed my dog. Thing killed my dog, man. This is outside the Atrium Hotel at Heathrow Airport. Over 4,000 migrants occupy the surrounding hotels. Yeah, I was talking to someone in Arizona, and they were saying that the migrants are just everywhere. And there's like a lot of homeless people too. And they're like sleeping everywhere, like in the corners, in this like the dark corners. And then you got people that live in the sewers in different states, and it's getting crazy.
سلام هموطنان، امید که جور و صحتمند باشین. موقعیت لندن ایتریوم هتل دیگه کلا گیره کشیده، میگه آماده شویم که برای دیپورت روان میکنه. سلام هموطنان، امید که جور و صحتمند.
I have no idea what they're saying, but that's what it says. Here's Trump's blood moon.
There's no need to feel down. I said, young man.
I guess anybody who goes to his rallies and stuff are, you know, pumped up about the big red wave, but the rest of the country's like, well, the last time, oh man, this is that story I was talking about with the VR glasses. This mother is meeting her deceased daughter through VR technology, and it just breaks my heart, and I think it's really sick.
Don't go tonight. Stay here one more time. Remind me what it's like. And let's fall in love one more time. I need you now by my side. It tears me up when you turn me down. I'm begging, please.
She says, Nayan, you are doing well, right? Like, she has had to trick her brain, because those VR glasses, I've not used one, but I saw the demo before they brought them out. They're so realistic, and it tricks your brain to thinking that you're in a real world. That the woman says, that was doing the demo, she says, I could just about let myself go. And if you have lost your child, you're going to want to let go. You'll be like, I got to go into this world where I can pretend that my daughter's real. And they're making these other apps too. I wanted to talk about it on Halloween, but I couldn't. It's too evil. It's like, it's so evil. And just like people are hurting, and there's going to be a lot of kids that die coming up, and have been. And it's not right. It's not right what they're playing on people's mind, because it's bringing them into a delusional world, pretend world, a lying world, conform to this fake reality. I promise you it'll be good. I promise you you'll feel like you've talked to your daughter. I promise you it'll just be a game. We're not going to kill you. We're not going to really kill you. But really, like, it's possible that in this beast system where you've taken things into your body, that you could have a switch that they could just 5G you or whatever. And it's an off switch. And I mean, they're going to make promises that it's going to be all wonderful, but in reality, it's a nightmare. What if you get stuck in there and you're in some sort of nightmare and you can't get out? And they're just like torturing you in your brain, like every day, and it feels so real, like you're being tortured. It's just sick.
Just stick around.
And to bring it in like, oh, I get to see them one more last time. I get to like experience their, presence or whatever. They're not in there, okay? But you're tricking your mind to believe that they're in there. One last goodbye. It says, last goodbye, baby. I see you. Look at her face. Like, you can see in her mouth, like, she's almost like she's given over. And that's what this mark of the beast is going to make you give yourself over to the promises of the Antichrist.
I'm sorry, don't leave me. I want you here with me. I know that your love is gone. I can't breathe, I'm so weak. I know they didn't need it. Don't tell me that your love is gone. That your love is gone. Don't tell me that your love is gone. That your love is gone.
It's terrible. It's just terrible. So they got the green screen there. So, they want us all to have these green screens in our house. You know what I mean? I don't like them. I'm never, just so you know, I'm never getting a green screen. If you see me on here with a green screen, I've been replaced. I'm not getting a green screen. I'm not taking the mark of the beast. No, I'm not conforming to this world. I'm not conforming to what these promises are. I'm not conforming to what AI says is best for me because it knows everything, or it says it knows everything. You can't trust that stuff. This was the Trump when it pulled up into Ohio. He's still got a big Trump airplane, it looks like. Do you guys think he'll be back? I never have my phone out. Oh. Well, don't feel bad. When I go out, sometimes I don't take my phone. because I'm not conforming. But then there's other times like, man, what if something happens? I could have got it on video, and then so I do sometimes and I don't sometimes. So this was the blood moon on election day over the Ring of Fire in the Pacific Ocean. And now we've got a bunch of earthquakes, which I wondered if that would happen. A 6.66. So at the COP27 summit this year in Egypt, we had this Rishi guy had to go like off stage, like they rushed him out of there.
Venant en fait du Congo aussi concernant le rôle important qui jouent les jeunes. May I now switch back into English? And by the way, if you haven't noticed, this is a bit of a moving feast, so apologies if we get some of this wrong, because we're having some of you leaders coming in, having to leave. We understand that it's an important day. President Ruto, thank you.
All I know is that they're gathering together to talk about the incremental shutting down of all of the energy, the oil and natural gas and no carbon. And they're all part of it. Everybody that went to that, the WEF, which is all the top companies, and this guy Noah Havari. This was in 2020. I'm not going to play that. You've probably heard that one a million times. If not, that Noah Havari guy, he just kind of says it like it is. Netherlands. Okay, go lay down. You're making too much noise. Go lay down. Up there. Go on. Alright. Ah! Get back up there. Get back up there. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Good boy. Netherlands brave protesters taking down 5G towers. Remember the birds? Birds wanted to try to attack the 5G towers also. Groups of migrants are currently walking on a local highway after crossing illegally near the Eagle Pass area this morning. More are coming. It's just ongoing. Here's a whole group of military barracks were being under siege in Brazil. Did you guys see this?
Hoje, domingo, dia 6 de novembro. Está tomado. As imagens falam por si.
I played that for our Spanish brothers and sisters so they could hear what they actually say. It says general strike in Brazil, military barracks under siege across the nation. Impressive. So if you remember our January 6th, there was the rumors that the military, because remember they had them all sleeping in the White House and stuff, and in the parking garage, and they didn't have any pillows, and there you had the pillow guy, and he was like, "Oh, we'll get him some pillows," and there was all these rumors that about some satellite in Italy, and that it was all going to be okay because they knew all the details, and it was all going to come out, and everything was going to go back to who they thought it was supposed to be, and it didn't. That's what's going on in Brazil right now. They think the military's for them. The military actually came out and said they were for them and that they were going to help them and all this. but it's not true. So just know we're going into tyranny, and wrap your head around it. Don't go into Stockholm syndrome, though. Don't think like somebody's going to come rescue you and all that. You got to take care of your own self. You got to like gather with people around you that are for you, and try to make it through with unity and love and hope in Jesus Christ above all. But don't hope that, like, if you go to a FEMA camp, you're going to be happy. You're not going to be happy if you go to a FEMA camp. I mean, I've said, I don't know how many times now, I'd rather die in the woods eating my own bugs than Bill Gates' bugs. I don't want to eat at a FEMA camp. I don't want their snot like they feed to the Matrix people. And it's all that you need. It's a goop of some bugs, and it's all got all the nutrition you need. No. I'll dig up my own, or I'll starve to death. But I'm not eating Bill Gates bugs. No. The Dominican Republic had a torrential downpour, and also Australia had another rain bomb. So this was from November the 7th. Heavy rainfall may lead to flash flooding. Finally, I found the article. Melbourne lashed by wild thunderstorms. Fierce thunderstorms are hitting parts of Melbourne, with the Bureau of Meteorology warning of the possibility of flash flooding. So here was that. Here's Melbourne City. And then these red areas. Hail. They had hail. And it just came down real fast. This is Jim Carrey at the COP27. They're supporting each other. They're all on the same page, basically. It's time to, do a culling. Okay, cobalt. 72% of the cobalt for rechargeable batteries comes from the Congo. And they make these slaves go out there and dig with their hands and everything else. And it's insane. It's for rechargeable batteries. 72% of the world production came from the DRC. Informal diggers here have worked for years in violation of national laws. In defiance of the site's owner, Anglo-Swiss giant Glencore. This. All day. They can make the equivalent of $200 on a good week. A small fortune in a country where most live under $2 a day. So they cause way more problems by doing this green stuff. But they're all in it. They're all in it to make it all wind and solar and make us all starve.
This UN climate conference is a reminder that the answer is in our hands. And the clock
Our hands, not ends.
Is ticking. We are in the fight of our lives, and we are losing. Greenhouse
fight for their lives. See, it's the elite's lives, because with all of us here, they couldn't possibly survive the way they want to in the future. They don't want to share it. They just want to be rich. They're greedy.
Gas emissions keep growing. Global temperatures keep rising. And our planet is fast approaching tipping points that will make climate chaos irreversible. We are on a highway to climate hell with our foot.
We're on a highway to hell, all right. Well, you guys are, not me.
Still on the accelerator.
Well, that's fine. Just accelerate it to the point where Jesus has to return, or there'll be no flesh saved. That's what's going to happen. And we got this lady. I mean, I was going to go live like Monday, and then I was going to go live yesterday, and I was like, all this stuff is just like sick, man. It's sickening. It's just, oh, but then there were gold bits like this lady. Listen to her.
The people have been lied to. It was a gigantic lie. And on this lie, everything that governments, especially in the Western democracies, did to infringe on people's rights, to take away their freedom, to lock them in their homes, imposing curfews, all of this was based on that gigantic lie. Ursula von der Leyen, EU Commission President, is now under a lot of pressure, and rightly so. The people have a right to know what went on in these contracts with her exchange of SMS with Pfizer Bourla. The people need to know who they can hold responsible and accountable for whatever may have gone on behind the scenes. Things are changing now. Their house of cards is tumbling down, and it is doing so rightfully. And you know what? One more thing, though. I am sick and tired of being called a COVIDiot. And I much rather be a COVIDiot than being a Gov idiot. Because that's what all these people blindly trust. Because that's what all these people that blindly trusted their governments turned out to be. And I will say it again, it was never, never, ever about public health. It was never about breaking any waves. It was always about breaking people. But, and that's the good news, they failed. It didn't work. And that I am very proud of, and I'm proud of the people that I am so honored to be allowed to represent. And I will continue to do just that. Thank you very much.
And thank you very much, Christine Anderson. So there are people out there pushing back on the gates of hell. All right, you ready for this? Biden. This isn't good for people. Oh. Ooh, yeah. That's pretty bad, too. Well, that's true, Sherelle. Alright, you guys aren't going to believe this. Alright, this was Brazil. They were like... Can you see their sign? And we know Brazil. We know. There's just nothing we can do about it. But yeah, watch this. This is our president. This is the creepiest thing.
10, 12, 15. Oops, stepping on them. It's black. Anyway.
Oh, oh, stepping on him. Oh, ooh, it's black. What the heck is that? What is that about?
10, 12, 15. Oops, stepping on him. It's black. Anyway. 10.
What is that? Stepping on him. Ooh, it's black. Stepping on a black dude? What the heck? Okay, I can't play this next one. She talks about her experiences in a hospital as this is all going on. So I can't play it because it's intense. This is like how the cops acted, and it's saying don't forget how they treated people for not wearing a face diaper. Oh, I saw 2 of the most beautiful butterflies. I think they were this or monarchs the other day. I saw one like a couple days ago and then one like the day before that. So the monarchs, they travel so far when they migrate, and it's November butterfly time. It was so neat. Last year I saw one like going down the highway, like flying next to the car. It was the weirdest thing. It was right around so many memories this past year. So much happened. This is automatic gunfire. 9 people shot in Philadelphia. November the 6th. Let me play it again. Sounds like a war. So that's, what's going on in Philadelphia. Here was the first sign. Allentown Plaza, no diesel. See that? You're going to see a lot of those. And then upcoming whole next year. I don't want to go into Stockholm Syndrome. Please, Lord, don't let me go into Stockholm Syndrome. Where the people... What's in this pocket? Thank you. Well, that wasn't so bad. Battalion of Russian mobilized men wiped out in days. Survivors claim battalion of Russian mobilized men wiped out in days. That's what the survivor claims. Should we see what fact this has to say, or just no? Should I or shouldn't I? I just really want to. Disconnected, reconnecting. What can I play? This guy here, he was, he died unexpectedly. Looks like it's still going. Alright, well, let's watch this. Maybe the algorithm will like this.
There it is.
Oh my God!
More. Woo! cleaned up.
Oh, come on, algorithms. That was awesome. Come on, algorithms. What can I show the algorithms? What can I show the algorithms that will... Not that. Smugglers, maybe? Some kids? Some people in the trunks? In the compartments? We got illegals. What can I show the algorithms? Okay, how about this one? Let's show the algorithms this one. They might like this.
Hey man, what do you want to do for dinner tonight? Hey Jesse, come on here and see what Brian's doing. Hey man, what do you want to do for dinner tonight?
What is he doing?
Hey Jesse, come on here and see what Brian's doing.
Hello.
Hey man, what do you want to do for dinner tonight?
This is gonna get weird, guys. Okay, here's one. This one, the algorithm shouldn't mess with me on this one. Okay, can't play that one, probably. Man, I wanted you to hear what this guy said. Some of these I'm just getting messed with too much, guys. Shoot. Oh, here we go, here we go. Maybe the algorithm will like this.
What you say? Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. Oh woman, don't treat me so mean. You're the meanest old woman that I've ever seen. I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go. That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. What you say? Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
Alright. That should work. I'll just have to have a couple of side shows on Rumble in the future or something. Russian proxy Serbian finalizes drone deal with Iran. 130 Glenn Beck talking about transhumanism, World Economic Forum. I mean, I'm hitting on a lot of things today that are serious and important, and I wish I could just show you everything. This one's saying the car market is collapsing.
All back there. Because these big dealers are very scared. These banks are crazy scared right now. So they're repoing 15,000 cars a month on repo.
Does that mean we should be able to get a good deal on cars, maybe? If we need a car? Because I'll tell you what, these big cars with the big gas prices, well, pretty soon there's not going to be any going to the gas station. Sorry. Alright. This guy is a war something or other. Alright, here you go, algorithm. Let's look at the chickens at Burger King. I kind of feel like one of those right now. I should just go backwards and just start playing what I can. Like that. Does that help the algorithm there? No. Did it anyway. Great. Did it anyway. I was just playing some chickens. And yeah, let's play Seinfeld. If it comes back on. Yeah? How about that? Come on. Alright, let's try it.
Cosmo Crane.
Okay. You're checked in?
Yeah, thank you.
Here's your AIDS ribbon.
No thanks.
You don't want to wear an AIDS ribbon?
No.
But you have to wear an AIDS ribbon.
I have to?
Yes.
Yeah, see, that's why I don't want to.
But everyone wears the ribbon. You must wear the ribbon.
What you are? You're a ribbon bully.
Hey! Hey, you! Come back here! Come back here and put this on!
Hey, where's your ribbon? Oh, I don't wear the ribbon.
You don't wear the ribbon? Aren't you against AIDS?
Yeah, I'm against AIDS. I mean, I'm walking, aren't I? I just don't wear the ribbon.
Who do you think you are?
Put the ribbon on.
Hey, Cedric, Bob, this guy won't wear a ribbon.
Who? Who doesn't want to wear the ribbon? So, what's it going to be? Are you going to wear the ribbon? No, never. But I'm wearing the ribbon. He's wearing the ribbon. We are all wearing the ribbon. So why aren't you going to wear the ribbon? This is America. I don't have to wear anything I don't want to wear.
What are we going to do with him?
I guess we're just going to have to teach him to wear the ribbon.
Yeah, maybe we should leave it with that one. Let me see what else I got here real quick. And just in case, oh, this one shows like a fake TV set. You can see the same people over and over. This was about the tornadoes that happened in Texas. Oh, there's so many TikTok trend, which is seeing social media users apply their menstrual on their face as a skincare mask. Look at that. Dumb.
Yeah, so, using your period blood is the new wave of masks. It's a great alternative for, all that expensive stuff they sell at Sephora. You don't need that. You just put in a little dropper and you just drop all the period blood all over your face. And yeah, this is how us girls do it. I'm so weak, you guys. This is what I literally think every time I use this. Oh, fuck. And it gets everywhere. Just like it.
Okay. So that's the show for today. Because I can't go on anymore. Just kidding. Let's not leave off on that, okay? Let's find something else, at least. China wants to take over your Xbox. Did you know this?
Wow.
And they play these commercials. And why is China taking over your Xbox? I'd like to know. Is everybody okay? Are you back from the bathroom?
Get this one. Microsoft is on track to have 10,000 employees in China over the next year with no plans of slowing down. Kurt Knudsen, the cyber guy, joins us now. Kurt, that seems like a lot, and they're only increasing more.
I have a lot of questions here. Why, first of all, isn't it supposed to be about U.S. jobs at this point? Because Microsoft is now putting jobs over in China. 9,000 right now, expected to be 10,000 by the end of the year, and already a promise that they're going to expand their existing campuses there by over the next 3 to 5 years, making them very nice for the Chinese people that are working for them. Why aren't they doing that here? I don't get it. I don't get what's going on with this, but it's one thing where you have a company that's doing this and they make it a big, big deal over in Chinese media. And they say nothing here in the U.S.
They don't want us to talk about it. Of course, what kind of deals did they have to make in order to do business there? You do it at the behest of the Communist
Which
Chinese
is on
Party.
a bipartisan way here. You've got Senator Rubio, Chuck Schumer, both on the same side here saying this ain't cool. So we've got to keep our eye on this one.
So maybe China soft.
China soft is exactly the moniker that they earn on this one. That's a good one, Pete.
For sure.
Jumping to something very important this morning. If you've got a phone, that's you, that's me, that's every American. There are at least 9 rogue fraudulent apps that have been discovered. They were in the App Store. They're also on Google Play for Android.
Wait, so if they make it in the App Store and into Android, they're supposed to be good to go, isn't that
supposed to
the
be
idea?
secure, but hey, stuff falls through the crack, and it happens more and more often. And the problem here is they don't have time to catch up with this quick enough, so
There they
they're
are
going to
right
have to
there.
do this.
We're not going to go through all of them, but there they are.
And if you go to cyberguy.com, I've got all these listed, but I want you to grab your phone today. You may not have thought you downloaded one of these, but you'll want to delete them immediately, and I'll show you how to do that, as well as just keep that protection going on all your devices.
If they're on your phone, what are they doing?
Well, they're pushing out ads and pop-ups to you and gathering information for other advertisers. It's just an annoying thing that they're doing to us right now. It's not a giant invasive thing that they're doing. But I will tell you, it's the beginning of something you never want on your phone, and it's going to take up it's going to burn the battery at the same time. So go ahead and delete all these.
And a gate.
Okay, don't put apps on your phone like games and stuff. But I don't know what they're talking about with the Xbox, if I missed it or what. Oklahoma tornadoes. Lots of tornadoes. I'm not playing the tornadoes anymore because I did get a copyright thing on that one time. This was so sad. Seeing your loved one through the glass, and she wants to hug her loved one and she's not allowed. They're just like torturing us here on this earth. It's just, I can't wait till Jesus comes. We've got all these statues or embedded in rock. They're saying it's the Titans, but I think it's just for the giants, the Noah's Ark. And there can't be that many that look like faces. There's got to be something to that. Of course, it could just be natural. I don't know. Hi, Door to Eden. Good to see you. There's just so much stuff I'm not allowed to talk about. I mean, the stuff that I did put on here, I'm sorry if it offended anybody. Because it's getting weirder and weirder. There's just more and more. The smart cities. WF says they want smart cities, this is what they mean.
But the name chosen for its premier piece of technology is a bit of a tell. Skynet. What is that?
The Terminator is the favorite film of our founder. So they use the same name, but they want to put something good into this system.
So, okay, in the Terminator, Skynet is evil, rains down death from the sky. But in China, Skynet is good.
Yeah, that's the difference.
So how do you think your facial recognition technology will change China?
Everything happen in the public can be record. We can know exactly what happened in every second, in every corner of the city. This is a video stream in a subway station by our smart camera, so we can capture every face in real time. See like some criminal person is out there. There is the red box, so there is a warning to the police station that there is a criminal person, so I need to locate them.
So when it looks out onto a crowd, it's tracking all these faces and it's cross-checking those faces against what?
Criminal database.
And how many fugitives have been apprehended through this system?
Over 3,000 cases in nationwide. Yeah, just one year.
In 1 year?
Yeah, 1 year.
Wow. So what you're working on now already seems like sci-fi. What do you think the future will look like in like 5 years?
Have you seen a film just like Black Mirror? You just stand there and your face there is a point. So maybe that is the future.
But that's like a horror show.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think that is maybe the kind of the future. Every people have their social points, I think.
If you like spit gum on the sidewalk, it would
yeah, your points will be.
Spit gum on the sidewalk, your points go down.
Government can collect about it.
I know I will not be anywhere near society because I'm going to point it out, and I'm not conforming. I'm just saying I'm going to point out the atrocities, and you might as well just go ahead and me right now because I'm just going to keep talking. I can't shut up. I just keep talking. All right, here's a guy in a wheelchair in the middle of the road.
You need to get off the freeway. You're going to get run over.
Yeah, this was taken early this morning. It shows this guy weaving between traffic on the 405 in his wheelchair. He was spotted around midnight. This is near Santa Monica Boulevard, the off-ramp there. The man was just wheeling in and out of lanes, forcing drivers to slam on their brakes. You heard shouting there. CHP officers eventually caught up with this man near the 10 freeway, took him into custody there. Still not clear exactly why he was out there in lanes on the freeway.
Wow.
People are getting desperate, I guess. You know? It's getting sad. We need to pray for each other. Pray for everybody that you come in contact with. So everybody, hopefully, in your path gets a prayer, you know? Like, Lord, just be with everybody in my path and everybody who's listening. Be with everybody they come in contact with. And Lord, send your angels to all these people that need you right now, Lord, and give them hope, Jesus. Help us to be a shining light. Help us to tell about your great love, about your peace that passes understanding, about the love that you have for us, your goodness, and show them that all we need to do is just repent and put our faith and trust in you, Jesus. And that's what we're here for. And that should be just the cry of our heart, to do God's will every day. Can't talk about that one either. So many things that we just can't talk about anymore. Definitely not that one. Forces Unseen. Ooh. I can play this one, at least for the time being. You guys are gonna love this one.
Consciously, we are in danger of exerting a wrong influence.
influence. The angels will be by...
Hold on, I can't see the line because it's black. There we go. Alright, you guys are gonna love this.
His angels are appointed to watch over us. And if we put ourselves under their guardianship, there's something we can do through our prayers. By following the light that we have, put ourselves under their guardianship, then in every time of danger, they will be at our right hand. When unconsciously we are in danger of exerting a wrong influence, the angels will be by our side, prompting us to a better course, choosing our words for us, and influencing our actions. You know what that means? A lot of times when you pray for the Spirit to guide you, you're really praying that God will use angels. Because angels are certainly good. Angels are guided by the Spirit of God. You know, we speak in general terms. So if you say the devil was tempting me, do you really think the devil even has time for you? The devil is not God. He is not omnipresent. When you say the devil is tempting me, what's really happening is the devil is working through one of his fallen angels to tempt you. And I don't know if you ever read that book, Screw Tape Letters, but C.S. Lewis has some good points in there that the devil is organized, and he assigns angels that study individuals and learn their weaknesses.
Isn't that good? Oh, if we could all just do that, right? Oh, this lady here, she needs that. She needs somebody to come up to her and say, "Can I pray for you?"
Where's she going now? She gotta get up on stage.
I said to stop filming me. How many times do I have to ask you?
Ma'am, this is my
Get out of my face.
space.
Stop filming right
My
now.
personal space.
Yeah, well, it's my personal face, the face that you're filming.
I just want to document it for when the police come in. That's all you're not wearing a mask.
In the window. I just want to talk to you.
You are a crazy person. Please.
You are parked on the line. You need to move.
I don't need to. Get away from my truck. Get away.
Okay.
Hold on the window. Well, keep the window down. Keep the window down. Open your door. Open your door. I'm calling the police.
Fine.
Are they on the way?
Move. What are you doing? Stop. Stop.
Open the car. Oh, yeah.
She got in.
Open the car. Really? Really? You want to leave? You're going to have to hit me. You just hit me with your truck. You really hit me. You hit me. Yeah. No. Stop it.
What is going on?
See what I mean? People are losing it. All right. You know, good people are saying things.
Only border they care about is Ukraine, not America's southern border. Under Republicans, not another penny will go to Ukraine. Our country comes first. They don't care about our border or our people. Only border they care about is Ukraine.
And then this lady here, Carrie Lake, she stands up for the truth.
Well, I'll tell you who needs manpower, Border Patrol. What are we doing putting 87,000 IRS agents out there? Do you know how many ICE agents we have in the state of Arizona? 386. 386 ICE agents. And you want to put 87,000, and none of you guys had a problem with that? They don't want to protect you. They want your money. That's what they want. If they wanted to pass common sense immigration over the last 2 years, they controlled the House, the Senate, and the presidency. They could have easily run a bill that dealt with immigration, but they didn't because it doesn't matter to them. Instead, they played their hand. They want 87,000 more IRS agents. So what we need to do is walk that back, and let's get Border Patrol agents out here. Let's empower them to do their job. Well, I'll tell you who needs manpower, Border Patrol.
So I'm just showing you guys what people are saying. This is about the repentance ceremony on Mount Sinai. They're going to repent to Mother Earth. I think that's November the 13th. So 4 days. And there's talk of like 10 commandments or something. Because that's where, Moses went and got the 10 commandments from the Lord. So they're sort of mocking the Bible, if you ask me.
In southern Kenya, rangers are helping an elephant calf to drink water. What they are trying to avoid is more deaths. 205 elephants and scores of other wildlife died between February and October this year, Kenya's tourism minister said on Friday, amid East Africa's worst drought in 40 years.
This drought, in one word, is catastrophic.
Samson Lenje is the WWF Kenya Elephant Program Coordinator.
If the elephants can die, how about the cows, which are primarily grazers? So the pastoral communities are really in there of another catastrophic situation whereby we are not only losing livestock, but we can also be losing people.
Although sporadic rainfall has finally started in the region, Kenya's meteorological department is forecasting below average rainfall for much of the country over the coming months. In addition to the dead elephants, 512 wildebeest, 381 common zebra, 12 giraffe and 51 buffalo have also succumbed to the drought over the same period. There have also been 49 deaths of the rare and endangered Grevy's zebra. A tourism ministry report said the figures are likely to be far from comprehensive, saying carnivores could have devoured some of the carcasses. Penina Malonza, the Cabinet Secretary for Tourism, Wildlife and Heritage, said in total 14 species have been affected by the drought.
We are also considering providing water to our communities around the parks and the reserves that their livestock have been affected. And not only water, but also providing hay for the pasture and for the livestock.
News of the toll on wildlife in Kenya, where tourism contributes about 10% of economic output and employs over 2 million people, comes just days before the start of the UN climate conference COP27. Host Egypt has made the issue of loss and damage a focus of the talks. That's compensation for losses from climate-related disasters. The issue has been debated for years, but never been part of the formal agenda at the UN talks, as wealthy countries have resisted creating a funding mechanism that could suggest liability for historic climate damages.
There you have it. You guys probably get to see something they're going to show at the COP27 whatever.
You could take the 5 worst presidents in American history and put them together, and they would not have done the damage Joe Biden has done to our nation in less than 2 short years. You could take the 5 worst presidents in American history and put them together, and they would not have done the damage Joe Biden has done to our nation in less than 2 short years.
I believe that. Just the warm-up to a larger crisis. The big one is coming. It isn't going to be very long before we're going to get tested in ways that we haven't been tested in a long time. U.S. nuclear forces. Yeah, that's looming. Nuclear war is looming. I'm not allowed to talk about that. Here's something I can show you. Now, over here it says Arabian Defense. Not sure what this is all about, but these uniforms now, they can, the New World Order's ready. The soldiers have uniforms that can heal you or bandage you. So you get like a cut, like say your arm gets like cut or a big place where there's blood coming out, it'll just like bandage it up from the liquid stuff that comes out of the uniform. It'll detect that you're hit or whatever, and it'll send out like a sealant kind of gel, probably like, you know, super glue or something, some sort of thing to solder you up. All right, have you seen the new Barbie? The boy Barbie?
New from Mattel, Barbie's boyfriend is getting a much needed and way more inclusive makeover. Introducing Pregnant Ken. He's a man with a baby. He's definitely male and not a lady. His belly lets you know he's pregnant, and his beard lets you know he's a man. Because men can get pregnant just like women. In fact, there's no definition of women. We literally have no idea what a woman is. Pregnant Ken does all the normal things every birthing person does, like chest feed, then hide his breasts with chest binders. He rocks baby to sleep with his supple masculine arms. New from Mattel, Barbie's...
Okay, told you it's getting weird out there, guys. What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, I mean, my parents were alive, they would be like, oh, they'd be crying. My grandparents would be turning over in their grave. My grandpa, he'd be so mad. He'd probably be cussing. What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing? I can just hear him now. Like my mom, she'd run up to one of these people from Mattel and she'd grab them by the ear and she'd yank on their ear and she'd go, "Stop it! Stop it! Are you listening to me?" And she'd yank their ear like she did me. She'd yank their ear. Some of these people need to be like shaken awake. Like, what are you doing? Are they so far gone that they would think that that's okay? What is wrong with people? It's like the demons have been loosed on the world. These people are pulling his hair.